Good day and welcome to another edition of our series 0 to 0 Python program. Today we'll be treating unit testing. So as I told you in the last tutorial, what you basically need to install is pip install pylint. You can see here it's telling me my own requirements are already satisfied because I have it already on my system. So without further ado, let's just move straight to our Spider editor. So I could have used Jupyter Notebook, but because majorly when we want to write codes that we actually deploy, we write them in an actual notebook, in an actual text editor, not in Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is majorly used for data science. When I want to do some analysis on my data, then when I'm actually done, I bring it back to Spider or any other text editor before I deploy. So that's why I'm using this, so that you can know how to test your code on the long run. So basically here I will intentionally make a mistake, and you can see Spider is already telling me undefined B because Python is case sensitive and this is not going to run normally. So basically I'll open my command prompt now, cmd. So I'll open my command prompt. I will navigate to where my file is. So I'll open my documents, then Fibitech. In case you don't know what Fibitech means, Fibitech is the company sponsoring this YouTube channel, and in case you have any IT service you need us to render for you, like web development, data analysis, and the likes, we can help you out. You can see some of our services on your screen right now. So I've navigated to where my file is. So you have to navigate to wherever the file is that you want to work with. Actually, to run your file, what you do is Python, then the name of the file. So my own is sample1. No, sorry. Why is it giving me error? Okay, simple one, sorry. So if I run this now, you can see it's actually printing 1 and 2 for me because I've not saved. So if I save now and I get back to my, if I run this again, you can see it's still printing 1 and 2. It's supposed to actually give me error because I'm asking it to print B, which I did not. Sample 1. Sorry, let me check again. Oh, I'm actually running on that script entirely. Simple 1. Sorry, simple 1 dot py. Sorry, dot py. If I run this now, you can see it's giving me error because it does not know what B is. But what if the error is not something? What if I'm not printing? I'm just returning and it's a function and I'm not checking it at the moment. So how do I know there's a problem? So basically, what you need to do is just call pylint instead of just Python. Call pylint. So this one will show you where the error is actually. So simple 1. So when you run this, you can see it's giving you where your error is, telling you finally new line missing. So a new line is missing. That is, you have to put a line at the end of your code. This one will tell you everything wrong with your code. Then it's telling you the way you name your variable is not the perfect way to name your variable. Then it's telling you undefined B. So this is the major problem we are having here, undefined B. And it's giving you your code, your what's it called? Your rate. It's telling you your rate is 2.5 over 10, which is really bad. So let's minimize and fix this problem here and see what it will rate us to be. So let me save, then come back here and I run again. So basically it's telling us now we get 2.5. Before it's telling us we are getting 0 minus 10 actually. Now it's telling us we got 2.5 and it's telling us our previous one we got minus 10. So 2.5 over 10, that's really bad, but it's still okay for the meantime. So for me to actually get higher score, I can actually just add a simple enter here, then I run again to see my new score, because most of the time it's better to get 10 here. So it's still telling me 0. Final new line missing. I don't understand what's wrong here, but let's just move on to the next one so we won't waste too much of our time. So the best way to fix this is actually convert this one to a capital letter, convert this to a capital letter, and just do like that until we actually get 10. But that for that. Let's just move here. Here is a function now. So here is a function. So what this function is actually doing is first, second, then to print first, it will print second. So we've called the my function here. So we come here. This is actually the function I was calling in the first place. So I'll just call Python to see how the function actually works. Python, what's the name of this? Simple2. So it's actually running well. You can see this one is perfect. It's not even giving us any error. But if we check pylint on it, simple2.py. So if we check pylint on it, you can see it is actually working very well. 10/10. Like everything is working well. But what if I had made a mistake of probably I added this enter here? If you notice the other time, if that space was not there and I didn't put a comment here, let's see what it will give us. Let me save and actually run. If I run now, you can see it said missing method decoration. It's telling us it's got 8.3/10. So you can actually fix this by just undoing everything I've done so far, so you can get your 10/10. Most of the time when codes I deploy, most of the time they are not even 10/10. That's the basic truth. So most of the time it's actually difficult to get 10/10. It's because I prepared this tutorial, so I've actually tried to get 10/10 was why I got 10/10. Once you get 9/10 and you're actually having your code running well the way you want it to run, you don't need to give yourself a headache. You are good to go. So let's move to unit testing now. So basically this one is just checking our code syntax. So this is what this one is checking. This one we actually now, unit testing will help us to check if our code will run in every circumstance we want it to do. Like for example here, title is the correct answer, but I will use capitalize. So I will use capitalize here. So I want to capitalize the first alphabet of every text in our sentence. So if I use capitalize here and I go on to write my unit testing. So unit testing is basically you actually checking all the possible scenarios your code will be used. So you are the one that will actually write your unit test yourself, unlike the pylint that will automatically start checking your syntax and the likes. So here you import unit test, then you import cap. So that's basically you are importing this Python module that we've created here. So you import cap, then you write your test function, you write your test class. Okay, sorry for that disturbance. So as I was saying, so you write your script for your unit test. So basically what we mean by unit test is you test for each condition with a function in the your unit testing class. So we've called our test CP, that's like test cap, unit test the test case, that's we call our unit test that we imported. Then we are calling test case, which is probably a class in the unit test module now. So we write our first function, that's test one word. So when we are testing one word, we said Python. So Python starts with small letter and the likes. So when we call our cap function on the test, so that's we call our cap.text, which is a function in this cap module. So we call it on the text. Then we say self.assert equal. So we are checking if it's actually equal to this. So our cap function should convert this our text here to this. So if it's correct, it will tell us it's correct. If it's not correct, it tell us it's wrong. Then we come here again, we are testing multiple words now. Then we are saying Monty Python. So use the same thing and now check if it will convert Monty Python to Monty Python and just convert the M to capital, the P to capital too. So we've done that here now. So we are now checking. So if name equals main, unit test.main. So that's basically we calling this function here and saying, okay, unit test.main. So just test this for us. So when we go back to our command prompt now, here we don't need to call pylint again. We just call Python and we call our unit test name. So basically test cap is the name of our unit test underscore cap. So when we call that on it, you can see it's telling us, oh wow, it ran everything, but when it got to Monty Python, we are expecting this, but it's giving us just converting the M to capital, not converting this P to capital. So why is that? That's because we are using capital, capitalize instead of the title. Title is the one that will convert every word in a sentence into capital. So basically we just changes our capital to title now. So we can change it to title and we save. Then we don't need to write our unit test again. We just go back and test if it will work. So you can see it said the first one we ran, it ran 2 tests. It said failure 1. It said it failed at 1. So once it fails 1, it believes it's a failure. So that's basically that. So when we run it now, you can see it ran the 2. Okay, where did we run it? Okay, this is where we ran it. You can see it did not give us any trace error the way it gave us here. It's telling us multi-python now equals this. So it giving us here now, is now telling us it ran 2 tests in this amount of seconds, and it's actually telling us it's okay that everything we ran actually works out the way we want it to work out. So that's basically how to write your unit test script. So whenever you run a Python function, one of the famous Python developers that actually developed, one of the people that developed Django said, you can't know your code is okay until you actually test it. So until you actually write your unit testing, you can't say our code is working well or not. So you can use your unit test to check if your code will work well, and you can use your pylint to check if your code does not actually have any syntax error. So having said that, thank you for watching today's tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.